So the hair that I'm using is the Jamaican lock variety from Sensationnel, and this is 44 inches in the color 1B. Of course, I have my crochet hook, and I've just braided my hair very simply all the way back, nothing fancy, and all the ends of my hair are secured at the nape of my neck and reinforced with some weaving thread. Then I'm going to smooth out the crochet braid as much as possible, making sure that the length of the hair is very, very smooth, and especially at the ends, I don't want to get any knots or anything like that. And this can just make the process a lot tougher whenever you're latching the hair. So you want to make sure that each piece of crochet hair is as smooth as possible before you start putting it in your head. Next, you're going to twist the crochet hair in the middle, and you're going to do this by just turning your hands in opposite direction, and this is to help the middle of the hair stay taut so the crochet needle will be able to pick it up and it won't be tangled. If the hair is too loose, it'll just be tangled and you have a lot of problems getting the hair to be latched. So the fun part comes next, the latching, and all I'm doing is taking my crochet needle and shoving it underneath the braid. Then I'm going to take the middle of that crochet hair that we just twisted, and you can see how easily the latch hook latches onto that hair because the middle is so nice and taut. And we're going to pull it through on the underside of that braid so it forms a loop. We're going to take that loop and then take the ends of the other side of that crochet hair and pull it through. Then you're going to just pull it tight so that it's nice and secure on your braided hair. See how I did that there? And you don't have to latch it twice. Some people do it twice, but honestly I find that just doing it once is very, very secure on my head. So you don't have to do it twice. And here I'm just repeating that process. I'm going to shove the crochet needle underneath my braid, and I'm going to take the crocheted hair that we've just twisted so it's nice and taut, and I'm going to shove that underneath the crochet needle, latch it, pull it through to form a loop on one side. Then I'm going to take that loop, open it up, grab the ends of the other side of the crocheted hair and pull it tightly on my braid. And like I said, you do not have to double knot. That is completely optional. You just have to make sure that the hair is nice and tight on your braided hair. So guys, now I'm going to repeat this process on the entire span of my big old head. And you'll see in a little bit how gigantic the hair is after I finish like the whole head. And I ended up using all 3 packs of hair that I bought, so you can see it's really big. And I looked really calm there, but I was freaking out. It's a lot of hair to manage. And I tried to do an invisible part so it looks as if the hair is growing directly out of my scalp, because I know that I was going to be showing that part of my hair, so I wanted it to look as natural as possible. And I've started to curl the hair right there. I started to spiral it. I'm just showing you guys what it looks like. They look like little cocoons. You can see they look like little fat black caterpillars. I don't know. So all I do, I take a section of braid and I used the Eden All Natural Curl Defining Cream, and I put that on the section of my crochet hair, and I got my wide tooth comb. I combed it all the way out and made it as smooth as possible, making sure to get all the little extra little knots and kinks out of the hair. Then I take some braid that was sitting around, just some extra crochet braid, and I twist that all along the length of my braided piece. The first thing I do though, to make sure that the ends are secure, I wrap it around itself a couple of times, and I'm going to show you guys right there. See how I wrap it around itself before I start spiraling the hair on the crochet braid. And you want to make sure as you spiral downwards that your spirals are as even as possible. That will have a big part to play in how the curl pattern looks once the hair has been dipped in hot water. So you want to make sure that your spirals are pretty much even as you descend the length of your crochet braid. Make sure that the piece of braid that you're using to spiral on that crochet is longer than the crochet braid, because you're going to need that added length. You're going to need that extra length to pull the hair up once you reach the end of the crochet piece. So once you're nearing the end, you're going to wrap the crochet piece around that extra braid. You're going to hold that extra braid and that crochet piece at the end and gently pull the hair upward. And what you're pulling is the crochet braid. You're not pulling that spiraling piece. You're pulling that crochet braid. See what I did there? And it's going to form this little cocoon looking thingy. And then you're going to take the end right underneath the end of that little cocoon and tie it in a knot as tightly as you can. Make sure that the knot is tight and secure. Otherwise, while you're dipping it, it'll just come right out and it'll just defeat the purpose. So make sure that is nice and secure and right up underneath that little curl cocoon. Then all you do is snip as closely below that knot as possible with your scissors. And you're going to see after you do this that the piece of braid that you used to spiral the hair, you still have quite a bit of it remaining, so you can use it for a bit more spirals. And this is what it looks like a little cocoon, a little spiral cocoon. So we're going to do this again. As you can see, I'm taking that crochet braid and I'm spiraling it down the length of the hair that's lashed into my head. And I made sure that it was nice and tight at the end because I don't want to pull it and then it comes right out. So you spiral it all the way down. And you're going to make sure that your spiraling piece is longer than the crochet braid. You're going to take your fingers and then push that crochet braid all the way up to the top. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then tie a nice tight knot directly underneath that little spiral, that little crochet cocoon. Then you're going to take your scissors and snip directly underneath that little curl cocoon. I don't know what else to call it. And then all you're going to do is repeat this same process throughout your head. So here we are at the final crochet. I crocheted my little fingers all the way down to the bone, and it was an exhaustive, long process, but it was well worth it. And this is what they look like all done in my head. I think actually you could probably even rock this just the way it is right here. You can get away with this for sure. And what I did during this process, I actually held up a mirror so I can kind of see if there's any like blank spaces, and I went ahead and I filled that in. So of course, directly after this, I went ahead and I dipped the hair in hot boiling water, and I put each spiral in that hot water for about 20 seconds a piece. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just cutting those knots out of the bottom of the spiral. You want to make sure that you cut the knots without actually cutting into the spiral itself. And this is the final result. I'm clearly feeling myself. And as you can see, it's just super bouncy, super shiny. It moves like it's your actual hair. it turned out super, super great. And I'm gonna get close so you can see the definition on that. Okay guys, so that was my little tutorial on how I achieved this look, and as you can tell, I'm completely in love with it. I can't say that enough. I'm shaking it, I'm touching it, it's moving as if it's mine, going from my own head. So I am just so excited. I'm so excited with the way that it turned out, and I'm just gonna keep doing this for sure. And as you can see, the hair is really springy and bouncy. It's not heavy at all, it's very light. And what I did, well, you can see from the video what I did, I added a little bit of moisturizer before I combed it out, and that helped a lot to keep the tresses really shiny, because crochet hair has a tendency to look dry and crinkly after you dip it and after it's dry for a couple of days. And initially I said in the video that I wasn't gonna like fluff it out, but I did just a little bit, just like right here on the top, just to give it a little bit of added volume around my face. And it still looks really good, of course. It still looks uber natural. And a couple of tips. Tip 1, remember that this is a crocheted style and it's a protective style. Remember to take care of your hair underneath the crochet pieces. Remember to oil your scalp, co-wash your hair depending on how long you decide to keep this style in for. Tip number 2, whenever you're spiraling the hair, make sure that you do it as tightly as possible, because that's going to have a lot to do with the pattern of your hair after you release those spirals and how long it stays, you know, defined and everything like that. Tip number 3, whenever you're doing the hair, always remember that this is crocheted hair, so depending on how long you keep it for, you can always re-dip it, re-spiral it, and it'll look as fresh as it did on the day that you did it. And tip number 4, the final tip, just have fun with it. It's supposed to be playful, so just enjoy it, have fun with it, and enjoy the compliments that you're gonna get, because you're gonna get a shit ton of compliments. Okay you guys, so that was my tutorial. I hope you liked it, because I love it. Please subscribe, thumbs up, comment below. Let me know if you're gonna be trying this style, and if you do decide to try it, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter at Divine Dimples so I can see the pictures of you guys' results after you've done it. And if you like this video, thumbs it up so I know that you want to see more hair videos. A little thing that you probably might want to know: whenever I have my hair done, I'm the one doing it. Nobody else does my hair for me. I do my hair all by myself. Every little thing that I do to my hair, I do it all on my own. So, you know, there's gonna be an abundance of hair videos that I could put out if that's what you guys are interested in seeing. So just let me know, thumbs this video up and comment below. And once again, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.